Hi, this is Fernando of Colombian Symphonic Death Metal band Altars of Rebellion, and you're listening to Bloodshed with the Vampire of the Metal Messiah Radio International. And I like to congratulate Metal Messiah Radio with the 30th anniversary.
Fernando, thank you very much for taking time out for this interview. I want to welcome you to the Metal Bloodshed with a Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
This is great. This is the first time in an interview for our Radio International out of South America. Thanks for our audience, a most important radio of the world, and obviously my friend, the Vampire.
Okay, you're very welcome. Metal Messiah Radio is your home. Fernando, to start this interview, I kind of ask you to present yourself. Tell us who were your inspiration or your idols to have you become a metal musician.
Hi guys, I am really excited to be with you. My name is Fernando Khristos. I'm voice and keys in Altars of Rebellion. Well, my inspiration are most classic music composers like Beethoven, Vivaldi, Rachmaninoff, Bach, Mozart, Berlioz. Of course, I have idols in all styles of metal. Among there are Chuck Schuldiner, Death, Travis Ryan, Catholic Decapitation, Ben Dur, Shadows of Intent, Danny Field, Cradle Field, Dave Homney and Helmet Track, and bands I lead most technical death metal, Necrophagist, Archspire, Inferi, Spawn of Possession, Obscura, The Faceless, and Symphonic Death Metal, Flash God Apocalypse, Anorexia Nervosa, Septic Flesh.
Okay, that's pretty very great bands you just mentioned that got you inspired into this genre. But to continue with this interview, Fernando, I'd like to congratulate you for the band's new album just released last month, Capital Face of Karma. What can the fans expect from this, the band's new effort, and the very first one in a decade? Wow, so long.
We were absent for some time, and it was due to change of members. So again, we started another cycle and become very difficult. We were never helpless with move on. So what you can expect from our new installment are speed songs, fast blast beats, intense, memorable snips with great guests, something with more death metal ingredients.
Okay, yeah, very great to hear. The band was formed in Pasto Narino, Colombia in 1999 under the name of Rebellion as a melodic black metal band. How was the band formed, Fernando, and how did you come up with band name?
Altars of Rebellion begins in the 1990s under the name of Rebellion. In Italy, the band had a marked influences toward conventional black metal, hence the need to translate their art into the studio rise. So they begins to work on what will be hidden forces of the year 2001. Later, the band undergoes some changes in the lineup, like which it will become a band of 5 members, where for the year 2003, they will release their second work called Infernal Paradise. After some time of looking for songs are coupled to something more forceful, the band decided to change its name to Altars of Rebellion, start working of their dirty working called the Dominant Material Origin. Today the band is launching to their fourth work titled Capital Face of Karma.
Okay. The band currently lineup features you, Fernando Khristos, vocals, keyboards, orchestration, Belitio, bass, clean voice, Dallkiel, guitars. Is there any plans to add another member as a new second guitarist?
Of course, we are close to having some live events, having that these world issues of the pandemic will be resolved. We will also announce it in due time.
With Dallkiel on guitars, Andreas on bass, Xander on drums, Zegnas, Art Noctum on keys, and May Baf Divat. Rebellion released a demo, Fuerzas Ocultas, in 2001, while the debut full-length Infernal Paradise was released in 2002. 2003. What can you tell us about the band's debut album, Infernal Paradise? Did you get a lot of good feedback?
About Infernal Paradise, we received many positive comments. The band was invited to many bands in Ecuador and other sites in Colombia. It was a moment that put use on the metal map in Colombia, really.
In 2007 marks the change into the band's name from Rebellion to Altars of Rebellion, and the second full-length title, The Domain Material Origin, was released in 2011. What was the main reason you guys decided or was forced to change the band name?
In certain way, we changed the name. In science, we also changed our lyrical positions or ideology. No longer have to do with talking about occult issues, satanings, and anything like that. So we looked for songs that was but with more death metal structures. In addition to the founding members, drummer left the band and they didn't want to have any king or problem about decide to do more words to the band name.
Okay, so there was no any legal problems.
No. This is more of the band.
Okay, understood. So you guys changed the name because, yes, I believe you went over to change the lyrics, change the writing in music, and moving towards another direction, to say so.
Yes.
Okay, to go over the album, what differs the 2011 album, The Dominant Material Origin, compared to the 2003 Infernal Paradise?
Regarding the difference between Infernal Paradise and the Dominant Material Origin, is more precisely the change in the lyrical, conceptual, and musical approach. I think the Dominant Material Origin is some more death metal, although we feel that we need to go further, something that we arched with Capital Face of Karma.
Okay, so in other words, Infernal Paradise was more like melodic black metal compared. Black and Death, I can say, which was the Dominant Material Origin, right?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't been around at the best festivals in Colombia and around in North America and South America to have shared stages with, wow, great bands, Immortal Saints from Australia, Dark Funeral from Sweden, Vader from Poland, Thai Antichrist, Colombian, USA, Impale Nazaris from Finland, Onslaught, England, Misery Index from the States. To mention some, what are the most you remember of these shows and tours, and what was your experience to have shared stages with such a great bands?
I think that going on tour, very great experience. Sharing the stage with such great bands alone used to think, analyze everything we are doing well. And I think that sharing the stage with such great bands always bright. We really think we can reach very high level, and this is a sample of it. What I remember the most is about the situation, how you know the members of the bands that share the stage and say, wow, this is really happening. Well, it's quite motivating.
All these shows that you have the chance to be with these bands, you guys had a great time. These guys are down to earth. You spend a lot of time talking with them.
Yes. These bands are great people.
Okay, very great to hear. Fernando, continue with this interview. Finally, on December 25th, 2018, the band has premiered the lyric video for the track Flesh Made Greed, the band's first single in such a long time. We're talking about over 7 years. First, please explain us, Fernando, about this 7 year long years gap of silence.
I think we had to take that break to think of what direction to take. And it was something very positive. When I decided to write Capital Face of Karma, I had many fresh ideas around of that metal eloquently without losing the sense of black metal, but resulting in what we were looking for. And Flesh Made Greed marked the beginning of everything.
Flesh Made Greed also made the band's debut moving into a new song direction. Please explain.
Yes, Flesh Made Greed is the beginning of Capital Face of Karma, I say. This is most powerful with influence of technical death metal. with influence a classic music, with influence actual metal. This is a great song, really.
Fernando, next, I like to go over this single. I mean, the single that has a session member, no other than Lord Marco Putruzella, 6 feet under on drums, and Mick Kenny of Nalnatrak, who mastered the single at his Brack studio. How was it having such a great talent musician as Marco and Mick as a session members?
Mick has one of the best hitman today, and Nalnatrak is on our musical influence. I love his structures and power of the voice. He have sound mastered by Mick was a dream. Thanks, Meg. A great salute for you. On the other hand, Marco represents heavy artillery of current death metal. Without a doubt, it has been amazing to work with such professional, and that's something that has generated an impact at the time of our promotion as a band.
I must say, I had a great chance to talk to Dave Hunt and Nalnatrak. That was last year when they released the last album, and Darkman. I even had this album as my number one album of 2020. So yes, I'm very happy that you guys got this great opportunity as well to work with Mick Kenny. Okay, following February 2020, the band released the second single, a lyric video for the track Gluttony, Thirst for Your Throne, featuring Marco again of 6 Feet Under on drums and with collaboration of ex-member David Tenfield on guitars and vocals, and this time mixed and mastered by Junior Patino at Low Ends Studio. Some special reason in having brought ex-member David back for this single, and how was it working with Junior Patino at Low Ends Studio, Fernando?
I think David has played a very important role within the band, so it was a moment to thank him and invite him to record this song. Junior Patino from Low Ends Studio is a great producer. We worked on several things within the song. At final, it was a great result, so we could say that it is another good reference in this album.
Following the third single, The Loss of a Sense, and the fourth single, Low's first symphonic death metal squad hailing from Colombia, Altars of Rebellion have unleashed their full-length album, Capital Face of Karma, last July 1st, 2021, releasing through Mexican Helvete Records. How was the collaboration with Helvete Records going, and how did you nail the deal with them?
Helvete Records is a great label led by Joaquin, writing for him. Marcel Mendoza, by Noise Factory, our manager in Mexico, was the one who contacted him and made all the arrangements for use to be in the roster of the label bands. The support and the diffusion that we have received by the label have been fundamental to position ourselves as a band.
Besides working with Mick Kenny, Marco Putruzella, Junior Patino for the rest of the album, completing the recording with Mausera on drums, Luis Batilana, and David Azak on guitars, and mixing and mastering done by Christian Enriquez. What can you tell us about the collaboration with these guest musicians I just mentioned, Mauro, Luis, David, and how was it band experience working with Christian Enrique?
They have been the perfect complement to what we want to need the album. Great people, great professionals. It has been a real work with them, and it is very safe. We will continue working together as a team.
Okay, what can you tell us about the work done by Christian? I mean, you guys satisfied with the whole album, how this gentleman has done his work?
Yes, Christian is a great person, a great professional. Absolutely, we satisfied in your work.
Okay. So you're very satisfied with his work. Fernando, yes, this album, don't you like in brief to describe us?
Okay. It is always say that what is forbidden is the most desired. The capital scenes themselves offer a topic debate regardless of the validity or not, or the idea of the sins of our societies. There are 7 passions that were rooted in the more human psyche. Can we imagine a human being without them? I think no. Will the world be better if this inclination did not condition our aptitudes? It is essential to know how to recognize and feel that the capital sins are there. Not in vain, H1 has its representation in form of demos. The investigation and the commentaries that have been around this topic at various. I've been and even think that for art in chaos, music becomes much easier to talk about this and even more to represent it. From the first words of the Western tradition to the most recent ones, the Athletians have been portrayed in multiple genders and through diverse perspectives. Will we know we only bump the address this usage of the last. This album has a lot of power in the drums. The voice is more death metal. The guitars is more technical. I'm really satisfied in this work. I think this album is most powerful.
Face of Karma was launched on different platforms last July 1st. What are the platforms this new album are available on, and how are the reaction from medias and fans so far?
The album has been very well received. We have released the album in digital format and physical discs via Helvete Records. I have the discs in this moment. I begin and send to all pre-order.
Will you get the album available on vinyls as well?
On vinyl with Helvete Records? No. Vinyl will be later with European label. We are still in negotiation.
Each capital sin is portrayed in each of the songs that are part of Capital Face of Karma, which are preceded by an extensive instrumental overture in which ALTARS of Rebellion integrated the forcefulness of metal with the melodic texture of classic music. So I highly recommend you to check this album out and to buy it. It's a very great album. I had this great opportunity to listen to the complete album. Very great music. I want to congratulate you, Fernando, and the band once again for this great album. And once again, I highly recommend you out there, to all of you, support this great band coming out of Colombia. They do a very great death metal music. So going to the last part of the interview, seeking the pandemic is finally approaching its death, and shows all over the world have already started, even on small quantities with the restriction, and I believe Colombia is not the exception. What are the band plans for what is left for 2021 and for the 2022 in support of this great new album?
In the remainder of this year, we will continue working hard on the promotion of the album until everything is normalized. We have something at the end of the year. We will perform a very special performance, so be very attentive in our networks. In 2022, we have a pending tour in Mexico, which I have postponed because of the pandemic. Of course, we will take in and it will be our way to series of concerts that we will confirm in due time.
For now on, this is August already, and we still have September, October, November, and December, 4 months more to go. What's 2021? Yes, about no shows, even in your hometown or anywhere in Colombia?
Yes, in Colombia, have a great concert in a special performance with a symphonic orchestra. This concert is for November in Pasto, Colombia.
That's very great to hear, Fernando, that you guys gonna perform, I think, with a symphonic group, if I do understand what you're talking about, this coming November in Pasto self, in your hometown, Narino. That's very great to hear. To conclude this interview for fans, including, me, that really can a way to get, our hand on merchandises. What is there available?
In this moment, we have CD jewel case of Capital Face of Karma and coming new merch, t-shirts and caps, page, jackets for end of year.
The t-shirt will be with the album cover on?
Right.
Okay. By the way, Fernando, there's a very nice album cover. Who is responsible doing this album artwork?
I made the cover of the album. I worked in some pictures, and this cover was prepared for the album.
Awesome work, Fernando. Congratulations for this great artwork. To end this great interview, Fernando, once again, I hand you over the microphone of Madam Messiah Radio International for you to thank whomever you want to thank.
Since all the people who listen to you, since Madam Messiah Radio, since I'm part of Bloodshed, since for all.
Okay, Fernando, once again, I want to thank you very much for making this interview possible. And before we leave, I will kindly ask you to say hi to the rest of the band members.
That's right. Okay, Vampire.
Okay, it's been a great pleasure talking to you, Fernando. And like I always say, metal on. Bye.
Bye.
Without the chance to become the open change, without time to see the suffering.